boy wasn't meant for loving. Tell him this heart doesn't stand to war. I'll be the same, never changed for nothing. It's all I know, never learned much more.
Bryan Tuckey in one word.
One word for Bryan.
One word to describe Bryan.
Is confident.
To conquer.
Visible.
Professional.
A leader. A mentor.
Bryan made a difference.
The word I think of is fit.
Determined.
Engaged and dedicated.
Integrity.
Integrity.
Passionate.
A reasonable professional.
Renamark.
Structured.
Tenacious.
Tenacious.
Thoughtful.
Versatile.
Competent, credible, and engaged leader.
Tall, I guess.
Well, the word is tall, and since the surgery, I think taller.
Impassioned yet restrained.
It's hard to do it in one word. Forthright, determined, resilient.
Everyone has a story to tell. Mine began simply, a journey. I just wanted to work in the industry that I love. That's what this journey is all about. It was never just about having a job. It was always about showing respect to the industry and for the people who set the path before me. It was about setting a good example for those who would come after me and giving everything I had for this association. That's what mattered most. And maybe because of that, the industry rewarded me. It gave me an opportunity to perform at the highest levels, to get to know others, and to be part of this big family. To learn from those who push me, to be a better teacher, a better colleague, and a leader.
A couple of years ago, the home that BILD sponsored for Habitat was in East Gwillimbury, and someone arranged at the BILD barbecue for Habitat members to sign one of these studs so that Bryan could then go to the home and install the stud on behalf of BILD. So the day came for Bryan to install the stud. He arrived with his work boot and his hard hat, and the family was there to also greet him. And as introductions got underway, it became very clear that CJ, the 5-year-old son in this family, wanted nothing more than to be part of the action. So Bryan invited CJ to give him a hand. And for CJ, I can imagine that for the rest of his life, he is going to remember with pride that big, tall man that helped him build his house. And for me, that memory of Bryan crouching down and helping steady the hands of that little kid as he drilled in screws on the stud is so symbolic of how I think of Bryan. Because with Bryan, it's always about the people. He can be in the middle of a fierce debate about inclusionary zoning or development charges or any other complex matter, and it remains abundantly clear that at the foremost of his mind is people.
Hello everyone, I'm Allan, Thompson, the mayor of Caledon. I think BILD's been very blessed to have you in the last 10 years that you've been there. I want to say to you, job well done, and I gotta say, enjoy your retirement.
I want to say thank you, Bryan, for your outstanding leadership during your tenure as president and CEO of BILD over the last 5 years. The experience you accumulated over your career through the private and public sector has made the relationship between the city of Markham and BILD an enjoyable and, more importantly, a productive one. But I have to say, it's your professionalism, commitment, passion, and sense of fun that has earned you a long list of admirers. All the best to you, and enjoy the next chapter.
Bryan, you're a young guy. You've got a lot left to give, both in business and I'm sure in other endeavors for the greater good of society. You strike me as having an individual who being an individual who has a lot to offer, and keep offering it. Thank you, Bryan.
Hello, Bryan. I want to congratulate you on the work, your career, and your accomplishments. When you were the planning commissioner at York Region, members of council would ask you questions, and you would always come back, "That's a good question." I think members of council did it on purpose just to hear you say, "That's a good question." That being said, Bryan, you gave good answers. On behalf of members of Regional Council, congratulations on your retirement, good health, Be safe.
Bryan, you did a great job for the industry. Before that, you did a great job in the municipalities. We wish you only the best in your next career of your life, and maybe long and happy.
Bryan, hi, it's John Tory here, of course, Mayor of Toronto, and I just want to say congratulations on your retirement and thank you for your service. I want to thank you in particular. What you were was a good partner, leading an industry that has been a good partner to a growing city. And you did come forward and tell us when we needed to fix our processes, and that is still a work in progress. But there's no question about the fact that we have together kept up with the pace of development that is happening in a very dynamic city that we can all be proud of, and that has been done together in a constructive way. Bryan, thanks very much and best wishes.
Hi everyone, I'm Kathleen Wynne. I want to say a few words about Bryan Tuckey on the occasion of his retirement. First of all, Bryan, thank you. It's always been a pleasure to work with you. You've always stood out as a rational and supportive voice for good land use planning policies. And in a place like Ontario, that is incredibly valuable. So thank you for your service to the province, Bryan, and all the very best in a well-earned retirement. Merci.
Thank you, BILD, and thank you to everyone out there for all of your love and support. But I don't see this as an ending. I see this as a whole new beginning. The first step in a brand new road. Years come and years go, but this industry and the association will go on. There are no goodbyes.